Hey guys, what's going on? It's Wolfy here, and today I'm going to be showing some PC optimizations that you guys can use super easily to boost FPS, decrease input lag, and kind of make your PC run a bit quicker. The first kind of stuff we're starting off with here today is just simple Windows optimizations that'll make it run faster. So we're going to be starting off with background apps plus game mode. So basically what it's going to do is it's going to stop background apps from running on your Windows that'll kind of already be pre-running due to your Windows optimization, and this will allow your games to run faster and prioritize your games more. Plus, we're going to be doing game mode, which is going to prioritize kind of your mouse and keyboard to decrease input lag, and it's also going to do a lot of other FPS boosting stuff. We're going to move into some very light overclocking if you're interested in that, but mainly what we're going to be doing here is maximizing your power output to your GPU, CPU, motherboard, that kind of stuff, so your stuff runs faster, and also boosting your GPU fans, which I've found to boost my FPS in endgames by about 10 to 15, which is kind of insane. I'm getting like 120 FPS before, so about 140 later, 144 in like a fairly stacked endgame. Next, I'm going to be talking about timer resolution, a simple way to download it. I'm just going to be going over how to download it, and if you want to. I haven't really found it to be that big of a difference maker for myself, but I can kind of go through how to explain how to get it for free, because there is a costly version, but you can get it for free still. Then I'm going to be talking about some ad cleaners that you can use to make sure that your computer has no viruses and it's optimized as much as possible. Temp folders are cleared, saving you as much storage on your PC as possible. This software is going to be used to unpark your CPU so that all your cores are running at the maximum possible frequency and such. The last thing I'm going to be talking about is a program that I currently use to decrease my ping. It does cost money, so some people want to use it, some people won't. So to start off, we're going to be going into background apps. And basically, this will be toggled on, and all these background apps will be kind of running in the back, which will be leading to your task manager having higher usage. So what I recommend you doing is just straight up turning them off. As easy as that, super simple. You can go into a lot of the other things here, like location, and turn that off, camera, etc. But I'd recommend not turning off camera or microphone, because that's how you communicate in game, and camera is how I'm recording right now, so don't turn that off. You can go to like calendar, phone calls, whatever, turn that stuff off if you do not need to use it. It's fairly simple. Now we're going to go into game mode and Xbox game bar and stuff. So once you search up game mode, go to the top here and turn off game bar. Basically what game bar does is it's always recording while you're playing, so it's kind of like NVIDIA highlights, which I will explain how to use maybe in a future video, which clips every kill. But this allows you to use a special shortcut to clip certain gameplay, so this will always be recording. It's not that good of a software. I recommend turning it off. Captures, just off, don't have it on. In game mode, you actually want to have this on. This is what's going to decrease your input lag and improve FPS in game, because it prioritizes your games and such. So your stuff will be running at a faster kind of form. Next thing I'm going to be talking about here is Msi Afterburner. So what you want to do is you want to go into the Msi Afterburner site and scroll down until you find download for your version of Windows. Most PCs will be running on 64-bit Windows, so make sure you kind of know what it is. There's other videos that you can find to tell you. But once you have it downloaded, you can open it up, and it will look just like this. So this is kind of my pre-made application thing for Msi Afterburner. But yours is going to start off somewhere around, like, I believe it's 100% that'll start off at. If you know your PSU is good and you have a custom-built PC and such, boost this to full, no questions asked. If your PC is pre-built, I'd go 120% to be safe. If it's by a reputable builder, you kind of know reputable builders like NZXT, BLD, for example, they're pretty reputable. I'd boost it to full. Next thing I'm going to be talking about here is GPU fan speed. It's going to start off on auto, so it's going to be like this, and you won't be able to adjust it. So make sure to click the auto off. It'll be this darker silver, so you'll know that it's turned off. Basically, what you're going to want to do is your GPU fan speed is going to sit around 40 at the start, right? So what you want to do is you want to boost this to a noise level that's comfortable for you. So you're going to be playing with headphones for most of the time that you're playing. So usually, even when I'm in scrims, I'll boost mine to like a 95. You might even be able to hear it now. But what this does is this does boost FPS, because lower temperatures on your GPU allows for your game to run smoother. So the higher this is, the smoother your GPU will run, but there will be kind of like a noise. The next thing I want to talk about are these two sections here. So these are considered overclocking, these two sections here. So boost your core clock and your memory clock. If you are interested in doing these values will be set at 0 no matter what. I wouldn't touch them if you're not comfortable with it, but if you know your PC is built by you and it has good cooling, like I have 6 Corsair LL120 fans, so I know I'm getting good cooling. GPU's at like 38 degrees Celsius right now, so I know I'm chilling. But if you know your PC is good, you built it yourself, or you have like NZXT BLD or a really well-built computer, what I would do is recommend downloading Msi Kombustor. Basically what this program does is it runs a stress test on your PC, as you can see here. And what you can do is while you're stress testing your PC, you can slowly boost these values up by very small intervals. I would say 20 at a time for core clock, maybe 30 at a time, until you start to see kind of glitches on the screen. That's when you know your GPU is not running consistently and it's kind of not running properly. So I'd recommend turning it down until it's running stable. And then once you kind of get a comfortable value here, then you can go down to memory clock. So once you're down at memory clock, you're going to do the same thing. You can go up by about values of 40 depending on your graphics card. If you are not getting like a Founders Edition's graphics card, then you're probably already overclocked a bit, so you won't be surprised. You shouldn't be surprised if it only lets you go up to like 160 comfortably for this, and maybe like 50 or 60 for that. So that's pretty much MSI Afterburner there. In game, my GPU is running at around 2,000 megahertz, maybe just over, because it's a 2080 Super. Pretty good card overall. Next thing I'm going to talk about is timer res. Basically what it does is you open it up, set it to maximum, and it boosts like your input settings, so it allows your game to have decreased input lag between your mouse and keyboard. So to download this, it usually costs money, but basically what you can do is you search up timer resolution, and there's going to be a certain developer name that you can go under and get the Windows Vista version, and then eventually configure it to your version once it's fully downloaded. I'd watch a YouTube video on this. I don't really have time to go through this because it's going to be an IGTV video, so I'm not really going to be going too deep into that. Next thing I'm going to go through is Malwarebytes and CCleaner. So Malwarebytes basically just takes care of making sure that you don't have viruses on your computer, but what CCleaner does is it also makes sure that your drives are clean. So there's a new version for you to download. I'm not going to do that yet, but basically what you can go through is check your PC's health, and it'll do a full like registry clean and make sure that your temp folders are cleared. And what that'll do is optimize your PC to run the fastest as possible, making sure that there's no like temporary files held up in your SSD or anything like that, so you don't really have to worry about it. Malwarebytes CCleaner, I'd recommend using these basically once a week, maybe once a month if you're not that for sure on cleaning your PC, but I would recommend doing it once a month at a bare minimum, because what it does is make sure that there's no viruses running. So if you have a virus on your computer, basically it's going to be kind of like another task that your computer has to run, and you could be playing games and such, and these tasks will bring down FPS and such because they're running in the background, taking up cores and etc. Next thing I'm going to talk about is QuickCPU. If you're looking to download any of these, all you really have to do is just search up CCleaner, Malwarebytes, QuickCPU, ExitLeg, right? What you're going to be doing for this is just boosting all these values to 100%. I would make sure that you have water cooling on your processor or a really good air cooler. Don't use stock coolers if you're going to be doing this, because you want to make sure that your temps stay stable. If you know your air cooler, if you're using like a Ryzen processor and you're using the Wraith Prism cooler, it's pretty good, so you could do this, but I wouldn't recommend it 100%. But basically what this program does is it allows all your cores to be running at the same time. So usually some of them will be parked. Parked means that they're not like fully running. So basically it allows you to unpark your CPU, allowing it to run faster. I'm not going to go too in depth with this, but basically you want to make sure that all these values are at 100% and then hit apply, change is successful, and you're set. And for your system power plan, I kind of forgot about this, but basically what you want to do is search up power and sleep settings, additional power settings, and you want to choose high performance. I've done a lot of PC modulation, so I actually have an ultimate performance tab, but you want it to be on high performance. This allows your games to run at full, and it's not going to be, it's going to be a bit more power hungry, but it will run kind of better overall. Last thing I'm going to talk about here is ExitLeg. This is a program I just downloaded. I was kind of like concerned about how it would work exactly, but overall I've been pretty happy with how this program runs. So I play Fortnite and Overwatch mainly. I haven't really played many other games recently, but what happens is when you play Fortnite, your router connects to the server that you were applied to, and then it goes to another server before reaching Fortnite servers. So it chooses the best possible path, to make it simple to explain, but the best possible path for you to the Fortnite server, reducing your ping overall. Also, when you get a thing, it allows you to turn on some stuff to boost your FPS, improve your traffic. So traffic is kind of how you get to the Fortnite servers, as I explained before, multi-internet, and it talks about diagnostics and stuff. So I found this program to be really useful. I forget exactly how much it costs a month, but with the bulk plan that I have, it's been pretty inexpensive, I find, for what it does. It works really well for me because I live in Canada and the Fortnite servers are in the US, so I've been going from probably 35 ping average to about 25. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the PC modulation video. If you guys want to see more tips like this, I can go more in depth with Windows optimization because I just kind of like touched on it and took care of the major stuff. But yeah, let me know down below what you guys want to see. Just comment on the video if I helped you at all. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to comment or just straight up DM me. I've responded to all my DMs and I'm not planning on not responding to any. So I'll make sure to have that all in line. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know and I'll take care of you and make sure that all your problems are dealt with. Thanks for all the recent support, and yeah, that pretty much wraps up this video. It's going to be unedited, so if it's a little like less of quality than you'd be expecting, I mean, it's just for IGTV, so don't complain. Have a great day.